Okay.
Survive, okay? You have to survive underwater. Just bring your arm over here.
Oh, okay. All right. Hang on, guys. We are now live on Facebook and on YouTube, and I'm trying something a little different this time. I decided to see what happens if I set the webcam on the opposite side, so you're seeing it from a different angle this time, and hopefully that way I won't be constantly walking across the camera in order to read comments and stuff. So and I'm also going to go ahead and get my other camera going. So there we go. Is it recording now? Hang on, let me make sure. There we go. Okay, so I've got two different feeds going, and we had to get off to kind of a late start because I had to take care of one of our ducks. She wasn't feeling very well, but the nice thing about ducks is you can, if they need extra nourishment, you go dig in the dirt and find some worms, and she gobbled them up. So that's a good sign that she's, eating worms. She would not be singing "Nobody loves me, everybody hates me." It would be like, people love me, they're feeding me worms. I will go eat them.
Yes.
Yeah. Short, fat, juicy ones, long, thin, skinny ones.
Right.
I
don't remember it as well as I used to know it.
Yeah. But yeah, you know the song, right? Huh?
Ashes, we all fall down.
Oh, no, I'm thinking the one, "Nobody loves me, everybody hates me, I guess I'll go eat worms." Long, thin, skinny ones, short, fat, juicy ones, itsy bitsy, fuzzy wuzzy worms or something like that. But yeah, anyway, well that wouldn't be a bad thing for a duck. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, yeah. Yeah, I guess we're off to a quiet start, probably because we started a little bit late. Let me try and adjust the camera. And somebody was like, "Dude, you need to get a better camera." Well, somebody's actually sending me a camera in the mail. I don't know if it's something that would allow me to broadcast, live, or if it would be just for recording. Because I have it, my other camera is a small HD one, but I can't stream live with it. So we have to that and right now webcams are kind of at a premium.
Yeah.
Because everybody needs them. So we're working with what we've got. I did adjust some ratios with the color and everything, so hopefully you're getting a better picture. But anyway, time to shed all the stresses of the week. Yeah, and off camera, Darren yawns, which I think is a good way to start. So, okay. Oh, and here is my water, so we can cleanse ourselves. I hope everyone's been, having a better week, hopefully.
And one of the things I'm going to say is a lot of states are reopening.
Don't go out.
Stay home.
Yeah.
Most of us who are watching this broadcast are of an at-risk population, which means if you have a disability, a compromised immune system, are old as hell, ugly as shit, fat as hell, those sorts of things, stay in the house.
Yeah. Oh, and
I'm getting fatter.
We all are.
I'm getting fatter. I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything.
All right. Okay. Hey, Juniper and Mark. Hey, guys. And Jory. Okay. Okay. And Jory, you're not feeling very well. All right. Well, we got a lot of prayers to give this week, so let's go ahead and get started. And hopefully we can get some good vibes. We've got a lot of people we're thinking about. So let me just make sure I'm on the right page here. That's funny, the first page of my book has got several water spots on it by now. Okay. And I wonder if the camera will pick it up because the my lustration bowl is right behind the camera. So, here we go. But all right. These cool waters are upon my hands. They purify me as Tefnut purifies me. Hail unto you, O Nutshuru. I come unto you without falsehood and without evil. My purity is upon my hands. My purity is within my heart. And I have cast out all evil that pertains to me. Just a little bit. Try not to spill water all over you. There you go. What? There you go. Okay. We are pure, we are pure, we are pure, we are pure. You are pure. All right. Come in peace, bright Eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The Eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it.
Receive the light.
Receive
Say it
the
with
light.
us.
Receive the light. The Eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra in all of their abodes, till none remain.
Receive the light.
Receive the light. The Eye of Horus comes, and we are purified with it. And so here we go. I'm bringing it all across the room to the four corners. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
And I'm going to go ahead and light another candle. So I'm stepping across the camera one time here. But I'm going to light the candle for our Aku today. It too is an Eye of Horus that is offered to the blessed dead who have new members of their ranks this week. May you receive the light as well. You arise in the Alketis Kopri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven in Duat. And I need to step past you for a second because I left my prayer beads on the headboard. Hold on.
These are spiritual exercises. She prays everywhere she goes. She prays with everything she does. She didn't forget stuff. She just brought it with her and forgot to bring it back.
Do what? Okay. Well,
I was bragging on you.
okay.
Right, everyone? Say yes. Those of you in the chat room, say yes.
Look at you back there. Yeah. All right. Well, here we go. I don't even remember why
Just
keep
going.
Huh?
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going. Okay. All right.
Everyone, what we said was in private. Do not repeat it.
I'll probably find out later. I can go back and rewatch this.
Oh, crap.
Is anything like somebody sharing a story with an entire convention audience about stealing somebody else's steak?
Hey, look, that was between friends. We weren't supposed to talk about that.
That's a long story. Okay. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from noon at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your left or your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra. Hail and praise unto you, O Natchuru, including Tawret, the great lady, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out his fet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us and your strength being within us. Okay. Take these, O Natchuru, your cool waters, which are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. O Rahoraketi, O Tawret, O Natchuru, these cool waters are the Eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, from Meheturet. O Natchuru, that you may be purified with it. We give you incense. We give you incense, great of purity. This incense is the Eye of Horus. Its fragrance comes to you. It cleanses you. It adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. This incense is the Eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the Eye of Horus, O Natchuru. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. And some wine. The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. I fill the Eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Tawret, O Natchuru. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine, and your water. And this time, I remembered my cinnamon. Pure, pure is the Ka of Ra Haraketi within his house. Pure, pure is the Ka of Tawret within her house. Pure is the Ka of Ra with this good tea-ships that is given. Tea-ships is cinnamon in the Egyptian language. Pure is the Ka of Tawret with this good tea-ships that is given. Pure are the Kas of all of these Natchuru with this good tea-ships, cinnamon that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure, for Ra Haraketi, for Tawret, for all of the Natchuru, in every place that their immortal Kas dwell. Come to your body, O Ra Haraketi. Come to your bodies, O Natchuru. Come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Come, O Tawret, great lady. Bring your power, your Hika, your honor, and your Ba to these your offerings and partake of them. Okay. Come, O people. Raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift them before Ra and before Tawret. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them as it has since the first time. Okay. Ora Horaketi and your son, the Osirnisid Nevkapradura. Your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings. Receive them from our hands. Oh, and that's another element we can add to this. Oh. This is a Sekhem scepter. It came out a little bit bigger than intended, but it is 3D printed. And one of the purposes of a Sekhem scepter is to wave it over offerings, to consecrate it for the gods. And so we're blending old and new, most definitely, with this particular one. All right. Before we give our voice offering for the dead, I'm going to pour some water for them. And let's set our scepter over here. My 3D animation professor who saw it when I got it out of the printer, he mistook it for a paddle. And I didn't bother to correct him. It's like, yeah, it's a paddle. That works. Okay. Yeah, I think it took like, I don't remember how many hours it took for it to print, because I tied up the 3D printer for a while. Not that anybody else was using it at the time, but yeah, something that big, it kind of takes it a while.
Okay. What fraternity you're joining with that paddle?
Ha 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 ha! The fraternity of Sekhmet. That could get really weird. Okay. Well, let me step over here and give our blessed dead cool waters. This is your cool waters, O fathers and mothers. This is your cool water, O Osiris. Come to your sons and daughters. Come to Horus. See, we bring it to you that you may be glad of it. Whatever you tread under your sandals, we will be your guides for you. We will give you water at the Wagan Jehutet feasts. As it were, we just found out today that we lost a friend of ours. He had been sick for a very long time, but died rather suddenly. And he was one of the people that we looked forward to, visiting at Passover. Actually, he was Jewish from Britain, but had spent a lot of time in Israel and had gone to Egypt. And he actually explained to me the proper pronunciation of ayin. And he came over for Thanksgiving a number of times. A wonderful sense of humor, very warm, person. But he dealt with a lot of physical issues, which means typically by the time we saw him at Passover, he already drank quite a bit of wine and was getting quite a bit hammered to deal with pain. But we're really going to miss him. So definitely we're going to invite David Saphir and all of our loved ones to join us in the voice offerings. And so, there we go. Urekaru tahenket kakao apdu senacher merhat kutnibet nefret wabet anket nacherim in kaun aku punibu maakiru nibu hiranachara. And if anyone else has someone that they would like to honor, we invite them to come to the offering table of Osiris And I'm sure David would have some kind of a joke about getting a free pass, because of Passover and all that stuff.
Sharon,
Yeah?
I have something a little happier that I'd like you to bless.
Okay, what's up?
A very close friend of mine, a girl I've worked with for about a year, Leslie, she had a baby girl yesterday.
Oh, wow. Well, we have the right goddess for that. Someone, people leave this world and people come into this world constantly. And Tawret, she helps with those transitions. So she has a feast now because the month that we're starting, the Kemetic month that began yesterday, you'll see it. Sometimes they'll spell it as like Alpep or something like that, but to avoid confusion with another name that is cursed, I spell it Apep because, and the reason why is this is kind of an educated guess. Another name for Tawret was EP, and that's how she's addressed in the pyramid texts. And so, and she's kind of connected to Hathor in that respect. So EP Tawret, this is her month, and so she, some places would celebrate her festival now, and sometimes it would be celebrated a little closer, about a month from now. We're in, June 11th or June 12th, but we're going to go ahead and honor her tonight, and definitely, ask her blessings for the baby girl, and to see the people who just recently passed, safely through to where they would like to be. Because,
Her name is Lacey.
huh?
Her name is Lacey.
The mom or the baby?
The baby. She weighed 6 pounds, and she was born 2 days after her due date.
Oh wow, okay. Well, 6
Yeah,
pounds.
and she's really, really long. But
Yeah.
they got to keep her in the hospital for about a week, and I'm not really sure why, but she can't come home yet.
Well, but a week stay in the hospital wouldn't be too bad. Darren, he had to step out for a minute, but she was born 3 months premature, and they had to keep him in the hospital like 2 months or so. I think his parents had to get a court order to bring him home. But so a week in the hospital is not too bad. 6 pounds, yeah, that's kind of small, but I think she'll be fine, and definitely if Tawret's looking after her.
She's only 6 pounds, but looking at her, she's really long. She's going to be a tall little girl.
Oh, okay, and I see a hello from Covington. I wonder, Covington, Louisiana, or elsewhere? Because there's lots of places that have a is there actually a Covington, Kentucky? Because there's a joke about Film University of Covington, Kentucky. If you spell out that acronym, you realize why it's a joke. But yeah. So I was wondering, is there really a Covington, Kentucky? Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Well, since we're honoring our Aku, and I think I want to say it was a Jewish tradition or somewhere that if you told stories about them, then they live on, and I'm sure David Saphir now is with another friend of ours. He insisted that we call him Dr. Delim, but he always told jokes, and some of them were kind of racy, but one of my favorites, the one that I remember, and I'll tell this joke real quick, and this is part of us, sharing with our spirits. There's a man who has a garden in the back, and he goes out and he's tending his garden, and his neighbor peeks over the fence and says, "Hey, you've got a great garden going, man, but how do you get your tomatoes so ripe and red? They look wonderful. And his neighbor tells him, well, there's a trick to it. What you have to do is when you get up in the morning, before you shower, before you shave, go outside your backyard in your bathrobe and flash your tomatoes a couple of times. And by the end of the day, they'll come back and they'll be nice and red. And the guy says, well, okay, I'll try it. So the next morning, he goes out to his garden before he showers, before he shaves, in his bathrobe, and he flashes his garden a couple of times. Well, sure enough, he comes back and his tomatoes are wonderfully red and ripe. Well, his neighbor next to him is a lady, and she says, well, I'm impressed by your tomatoes. How do you get them to grow so well? So he says, well, you get up in the morning before you shower, before you shave, flash your garden a couple of times, and that does the trick. So she says, okay, she tries it, gets up in the morning, and goes out to the garden and flashes it a few times. She comes back the next day, later that afternoon to check on it, and her neighbor peeks over the fence and says, well, how's your garden doing? And she says, well, my tomatoes are still green, but my cucumbers grew 6 inches.
Oh my.
So,
Oh,
yeah. So that was my favorite joke from Dr. Deland. So,
Oh my.
yeah, so a gift that keeps on giving from one of our blessed dead. So, yeah. All right. So, yeah. Okay, cool. So now that we have given our offerings, the next thing we need to offer is Ma'at. And I ask that Tawret and the other gods keep an eye on Yotsuba, our little ducky who gave us this feather and, stands in for, for the goddess. She seems to be feeling a little better. We fed her some earthworms, but I think we need to, keep doing that because she's, feeling a little under the weather. So, we come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased, and your cause shall live. Truly, your Enid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The Enid says unto you, your word is law eternally. Isfet is cast out at your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. And we'll ask Lady Tawret to pass that on. May we always act with gentility and compassion for such as the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality for such as the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity for such as the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness for such as the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth for such as the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good for such as the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance for such as the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others for such as the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. Okay. Last week, somebody asked for something to honor Nephthys, Nebuchadnezzar. And funny thing, I actually started work on some artwork of her. So I have a drawing that I need to ink in, but I will have something specifically of Nebuchadnezzar because she's getting perhaps a little more interest now than she might have, in ancient times. She was one of the four noble ladies, and she was usually working in concert with her sister Isis, or Aset. But hopefully we'll have some artwork of her to share, especially because in July her birthday will be coming up. So we'll actually be able to honor her. And as for Mistress Tawret, okay, yes. Okay, we've got. Now, do you say that Cell, Harry? We've got someone who just joined us. I think we were talking artwork last time, if I remember right. So welcome back, and we get to get a little bit creative. Because there aren't any real hymns to Tawret by herself. So we may have to just kind of real time, add some things as we go. Tawret, great lady, great of magic, hail unto you. Yamana, you got any thoughts, anything we can maybe, give her some addresses and, in real time? Let's see. Great of magic, lady of life, protector of mothers, protector of children, protector of the blessed dead.
I'm trying to remember how to put it, but she was also well known for restraining Set too.
Well, it's funny. Think of the many loves of Set, because you have Nephthys, Tawret, and I did actually find one reference to Set and Neat being married in the Old Kingdom. So yeah, I actually did find a reference for it. So I'm gonna have to mention that in another video. So at one point in the Old Kingdom, they were considered an item, but I can only imagine how that would have worked out. Yeah. So, of course, if you were going to do, relationships between different deities, that whole idea of a cork board with pictures and string, that could get really confusing. But, yeah. But really the reason for that is because in one locale, you I think that's what happened is in one tradition you'd have, popular deities and, they'd get together. And it's funny because I have someone that bought a plaque of Ishtar and is putting Ishtar, who's Sumerian, with Min. Funny thing, one of my garden plots, I put a hika ribbon over it for protection, invoking Min and Ishtar. So it's that's another thing that's just kind of come up, I guess, and it's amazing how it very organically will happen. Because people will, without any contact, would just come up with the same things. So, yeah. But that's how religion evolves. So, Joshua just joined, was cooking pizza. Oh, hey, what kind of pizza? Sounds good. I've actually got some salmon that I need to cook tonight, but I was going to wait until after ritual to do that. So, yeah. Oh, and another thing that I got this week is I now have a basket that is just for all the fortune cookies. Wait, hang on. Yeah, hang on. Trying to figure out where I can get in here. Here we go. It's the box with all our fortune cookies. So, and it's funny. I was thinking I had some kind of a question. I got to remember what it is, what I was going to ask. But I know we got some prayer requests. Let's see. Oh, hang on. Let's see. For meat rib bear. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Defender of Mothers. That's a good title for Tawret. Yes, Defender of Mothers and Children. Protectress of those who are with child. Okay, and now my train of thought's got to come back around. But okay, we got some prayer requests because Jory hasn't, our friend hasn't been feeling too well. I have to ask for a little help along because I've actually got an ear infection. I did a telehealth thing this week that was interesting. You think we have technical difficulties here? My goodness, that was something else. But at least I was able to get prescriptions, and so I'm, getting better. And much to Darren's relief, I haven't been having, prednisone roid rage, just roid munchies. We can deal with that. But hopefully that'll get better. Yeah, and definitely health for our two duckies because they're 7 and 8 years old. But I'm hoping that they can go a little longer than that. I've heard of people who had pet ducks that, lived to be 12 years old. So I would be happy if these girls lived to 10. That would be, as much as they've been through, that would be a real blessing. But I'm thankful for every day that I have with them and that we all have with our pets because they make our lives better. They really do. So. So now I'm hungry. And by the way, that's another thing I'm also very grateful for is that people are able to talk with each other, and that's one thing that I hope is that I'm glad that I get to interact with everyone, but I hope that y'all get a chance to interact with each other and find friends because we've all got to look out for each other right now. Oh, by the way, happy. I say happy. Saturn is now in retrograde, and Venus is now in retrograde.
Yeah.
So, and it's funny. I was reading a horoscope for that last night, and it's funny. There was one that they had put out before the year started, and some of the things that they talked about in there were kind of spooky. It's like, wow, this is what we're living now. So for those of you that follow astrology, huh?
Yeah, the astrology.
Yeah. Well, it's something that's not Western astrology is not my area of expertise. I know I'm a Leo, and Darren's an Aquarius. So I could kind of follow things with that. But usually somebody else tells me, "Oh, hey, such and such planet's in retrograde." I'm like, "Oh, well, okay." And sometimes that explains things. But the sense that I got from the reading that I did was, at this point with Saturn in retrograde, this is a time when we'll be calling on all the things that we've learned up to this point and all the things that we've done up to this point. It's going to be groundwork for moving forward. And if there are issues that haven't been addressed, they're going to be coming up and we'll have to deal with them, which we're definitely doing now.
And with Venus going retrograde, that means that socially we're going to have issues.
Yeah. It's funny. It also said, don't do anything to radically change your appearance. Okay. Well, you know what that also means? Don't worry about getting a haircut right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But
I just got down count.
oh, okay, yeah. Somebody got some Aquarians. I don't know. I guess I gel with Aquarians. It's funny. My moon sign is I think on the cusp of Aquarius and Pisces. So I guess I'd have to get somewhere that could say exactly what time of the day and everything else at that point, so I know which side of it I was on. But
Oh, yeah, I can usually look it up for you, but I'll do that later.
yeah, later. Well, that would definitely be a good conversation we could have later. Yeah. And it's funny. One of my brothers, he's a Pisces, but his moon sign is Leo, and my sun sign is Leo, but my moon sign is kind of towards Pisces, so we kind of, it's like we complement each other that way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well,
Yeah, Aquarius Pisces. Yeah. Now it's funny is with Mercury, the Egyptians saw Mercury, associated Mercury with Set. And so when Mercury's in retrograde, I don't know what that means, how that would connect with Set, but that might be something interesting to think about. Does that mean that, because it would kind of explain some of the things that modern astrology says about Mercury retrograde. Yeah. But, and I think Jupiter was one of the ones that was associated with Horus, I believe. So, and since Jupiter and Saturn, but but that's stuff I'll have to look up because you get into that's a very poorly understood area as Egyptian astrology.
Yeah.
It's not the same as Western.
It's like the Dendera zodiac and all that.
Oh yeah, somebody was asking, is that why everything breaks when Mercury is in retrograde? Yeah, probably so. Yeah, and that you could very easily chalk that up to Set doing something. It's like, okay, cut it out. Promise we won't give you any dressing on the lettuce.
Definitely ranch, no ranch.
Yeah. Yes, we'll promise we'll give you Evu. But yeah.
Here, have Italian. It was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to explain that picture to Shannon once. It was that picture of Seth there. It's like right in my salad. Yeah.
Ha! Yeah. Well, cross your fingers for me. What I'm hoping is, because we have a friend, his birthday just passed, and we're going to be getting together with him on Tuesday, and it's a case of, okay, you've been in your house for a month, we've been in our house for a month, so if we're careful about this, we might be able to visit. And if so, what I'm hoping, we're trying to, do this safely. What I'm hoping is that I can set up the camera and we can actually do that reaction video I wanted to, and I will read the contendings of Horus and Set. He has never heard it before, so he doesn't know the story, and I want to catch his reaction in real time because that's going to be really funny. And that would definitely be YouTube material.
Yeah, the part that's going to be interesting for him is the after party.
Well, between that and then, of course, Hathor cheering up Ra, by lifting her dress. Yeah.
That too,
Yeah.
I'm so depressed.
Yeah. Well. Well, see, the thing is that it's not that strange when you think about it because there are stories of even Herodotus talked about women who were who'd load up on boats to go to the Feast of Bast. They would flash themselves at other people on the shore. So I think there was like a meaning to that. And of course now, oh my goodness, full frontal nudity of a woman, no way. That's bad. But yeah.
Well, yeah, it's probably it was probably something that we could relate to like Mardi Gras.
I think actually it was warding off evil. And there's a GIF somewhere that somebody posted on Facebook of an anime girl, and she is shooting a beam of light out of a particular spot, and it's really funny. But I think that's kind of close to what they were talking about. So imagine that's what Hathor is doing, and it cheers up her father.
Oh my God, the Japanese got it right.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
Oh.
Well, when you think about it, the Egyptians have always considered something about the dawn happening between a woman's thighs,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well. Dua Tawret Nacharidat. Dua Tawret Durat Hakao. That's what I've got. We're not going to repeat it. But that would be a chant for Tawret. And since we're talking about Hathor, let me pull up something to her. There we go. The great lady who, yeah, like anime ladies, she can work magic without any clothes on. Yes. O golden one, come to our song and feast your heart on dancing. Shine upon the festival night. Take joy in seeing the dances. We praise the golden goddess. We worship her majesty. We exalt the Lady of Heaven, give chanting to our mistress. Oh, come to the procession of revelry, to the place where we wander the marsh. Your rights have been established. Nothing is left for want. We praise the golden goddess. We worship her majesty. We exalt the Lady of Heaven, give chanting to our mistress. How the beauty of your face shines as you appear. Oh, come in peace. We get drunk looking at you, beautiful as gold, O Hathor. May the waters you provide us refresh our mouths and cool our hearts. We praise the golden goddess. We worship her majesty. We exalt the Lady of Heaven. Give chanting to our mistress. O golden one, how good is this song? Like the song of Horus himself. Likewise, see how we dance for you. Likewise, see how we sing for you. Give that we may live and prosper. And dancing can take any form that you wish. So you couldn't really see that on the camera, and it's probably better that way. But okay, and we have here. Oh, wow, yeah, I noticed that dressing. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, if you want to read a fun blog that had some Egyptian stuff, because I also have some artwork that I did of Bess, and I was looking for images for reference of him and found this blog called The Not So Innocents Abroad. And it's a gay couple that have traveled in different places, including Egypt. And they even have a page on, gay travel in Egypt. That was, and some other tips that, sound pretty helpful. Of course, not like we're traveling anywhere. But it was really, really funny, some of the things that they posted in their blog. I think they got told a few tourist tales from, some of the local guides. But still, the humor and the way they wrote about it was it made it worth reading. So, if you need something to look up, the Not So Innocents Abroad. But oh, well, has anybody got any more prayer requests, or is there anyone that needs some loving on? Yeah, because I know it's been really tough lately, and I feel like I'll be fine as long as I get to feeling a little better, and as long as my ducks are okay. We can get through this.
Spiritual coffee in the morning, getting work.
Yes. Energy and vitality. That sounds pretty good too. And I don't know, just I guess it'd be good to just let your friends and your peeps know you love them, and I love you guys too. This has been a fun thing to come and do every Friday. And there's a little bit of work involving getting prepared, but it's completely worth it. And some of you guys have just been so sweet to me, and I'm grateful and humbled, and you guys are spoiling me, and this is the least I can do to try and spoil you back. And right. Are you feeling better? You want to come back in?
I'm trying to get there.
Okay, can I get you anything?
No,
Okay. Okay, I think there might be. John, she got any prayer requests for us or anything?
Yeah.
Okay, Darren's coming back hopefully within earshot. So. Yeah, and unfortunately, because of the way the room's set up, he can't come onto the camera for the webcam that's on YouTube. But
First, I want to pray for your health and wellness.
Okay, well, thank you.
Secondly, I want to pray for everyone else who is watching, who is online with us, who wants to watch but can't, and who will discover us anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're catching this broadcast after it's live, thank you, and we're glad that you're enjoying it too.
Thirdly, I want to say a prayer for my friend David Sapir.
Yeah.
And his family.
Mm-hmm.
David passed away last week, and we didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, traditionally in Jewish tradition, if you want to be strict about it, they have the funeral within 24 hours of the passing. So, and it was actually held on YouTube. So we found out about it today.
So I want to say a prayer for him.
Yeah.
And let this be proof that we have learned to live diplomatically with our spiritual neighbors.
Yes.
Which we should all be doing.
Yeah. Oh, I told him Dr. DeLin's joke.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Excellent joke.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you all for including me.
Mm-hmm.
And I love you all. Thank you.
Yeah.
Love you too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we love you too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and yeah. Okay, big folks. Oh, okay, I guess somebody who's who honors Kansu, and okay, prayer request for Kansu's guidance on dreams. Yes, definitely. And I think he might be, working a little bit. I think he's wanting me to make some more beads for him. And probably also need to make something to put on the altar for him as well. But tell you what, I will pull up his hymn. I know it's here. Kansu. Here we go. Well, that's not actually in alphabetical order, but okay. Okay. Now this is to Kansu as the child, but we ask you as also a Lord of wisdom and fate to give us your guidance and show us your insights. Kansu pachherod aur tepianamun hunanefer bener merit nisur chredunibu kial kamozut hemosweit miatun hemranepen in raim wasek kiem duau nekekim mesher hunaranepir tepteru im shet im chut ket keref hemesenef and enes suim waset in shefishopus alkem koperu and efin koperi ra hemenef Moscow atum in mesherim kento romanu jafeju ujat horoim hunuranep he and Alman Ra Nebkau Asha Jefao Nebhiro di Din Meref. It's Kansu the child, the very great, firstborn of Alman, goodly youth, sweet of love, king of all children, babe born alive, who repeats birth like the sun disk, who repeats the renewal of Ra and Thebes. Babe in the morning, old man in the evening, youth who renews at the proper times, who arrives as an infant after his old age. Whom Mut gave birth to in Thebes as the august child, the living one in his manifestation of Khopri, Ra after he repeated births. A tomb in the evening within the entrance of Manu. Iris of the Ujat, Horus as a young child, babe of Amun Ra, Lord of food, plentiful of sustenance, Lord of offerings, who gives to those he loves. May you give to your followers and shower your love upon them. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pop open a fortune cookie for you because I kind of get the sense that he's like, go ahead and do that. So I will ruffle around in my basket and see. Here we go. Let's see if Konsu has any particular messages for us. Huh! Be careful, or you could fall for some tricks today. Well, it's interesting because I think that was another aspect of him. So he's telling you, okay, don't take everything at face value.
It's funny you say that.
Huh.
I saw a post on Facebook. There are people getting electronic letters saying that their Amazon shipments are being delayed unless their payment information and membership information is verified.
Oh, okay.
It's not from Amazon.
Okay, so yeah, if you ordered anything from Amazon, watch out. Or even if you didn't order anything from Amazon, watch out. You might get an unsolicited email that's not from Amazon.
And it looks like Amazon in every way.
Okay, so that's some good fishing
So
there.
in the event that you get one, don't respond to it. Get on your phone and call Amazon.
Yeah, if you're expecting a package, yeah.
Even if you're not. If you have a history of Amazon usage, if you get that, you call them.
Or you can report it as phishing through your email because what I do is through my Hotmail. I can do that too.
Yeah, but they're also saying call Amazon.
Call Amazon, let them know.
Because they'll say what is exactly on that email. They'll tell you what to click. They'll tell you, how to tell them where it's coming from without risking your machine.
Yeah.
And because they want these people found because they've so far cost Amazon roughly $148 million in 36 hours.
Wow.
They want these people found.
Yeah.
And Jeff Bezos said, I'm rich enough to buy their lives if I have to.
Oh, wow. Yes, I want them. Well, good with that. But in the meantime, watch out for strange emails. And, watch out, and I don't know. This is something else that I just, I feel like I need to say this. Maybe somebody's telling me, but when you're on your spiritual path, and all of us are on it at some, in some level or another. Some of us have been at it longer. It doesn't matter. You're still on your path, and you still have things to learn until you're done on this side. Watch out for people that purport to have answers that, present something that sounds really good. If they have to show off, then they don't really have anything to tell you. If they have to make it sound like, a whole bunch of, what do you call it there, an ooba-dooba?
Ooba-dooba, yeah.
Yes, beware of ooba-dooba. If they can't just give it to you straight, then, then think twice about it.
And beware of the person that has an answer for everything.
Yeah. There's a lot of courage in being able to say, you know what, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's find out. So, I guess that was a little bit of guidance that we got today. So, what else? I'm going to walk across your camera. There's so many scams nowadays. Good morning from Ponsu. Yeah. yeah. And I always, and I'll admit, sometimes I find things or I'll say something on one of my YouTube videos and then I go back and I find out later, well, okay, I have to amend that. Like what we found out with Neat and Set, I found in one of my books, and I'll share it in my next YouTube video, that they, were an item at one point, It's one of the more obscure stories, but that means I have to, refer back to my last one where I was reviewing a couple of books. I have to cut Egyptian paganism a little bit of slack because where they said that Set and Neat were an item at one point, in the Old Kingdom they were, but I had to read another book and go, oh, okay. So yeah, you always keep reading because you never know everything. There's always something new out there to find. Yeah, and it's funny by trying to get ready to do stuff like this. Just today I got a little bit of inspiration for some other stuff I'll have to research. But
you'll find
mhm.
that it's like they'll say the tools that you need will arrive when you need them.
Yes. Yeah, and that's definitely true. Like with spiritual abilities or psychic abilities, Darren, I remember that's. I have to give Darren a little bit of credit here because early on, he taught me a lot. Especially when it comes to psychic gifts and stuff like that. And he said, never rush that. It comes when you need it. If you try to rush things, then you could end up putting yourself in a very compromised position. And we've seen people who had that happen. And they've accidentally opened doors that they didn't know how to close. And so, just that's why I always say, take your time. Wow, that's pretty cool. Anything else from you, Phil?
No.
Okay.
Do your best to stay fed.
Yeah.
Stay home.
Oh, and that's something that I would suggest anyone who can, because I realize if you're in an apartment or something like that, it's a little harder to do. But if you can grow some kind of a garden, it's warm enough throughout the country now, and in other places in the northern hemisphere, go for it. There's never been a better time to learn, and if you don't do it already, and hopefully I'll at some point as the summer goes on, I'll be able to put things on the offering plate that came out of our garden. Yeah, so it's a great way to hopefully feed yourself and also get in tune with the seasons. So, well, in that case, what we'll do is we'll wrap up this part, but well, if anybody's got any more, questions or anything like that, I'm keeping an eye out for the comments, and so, I'm, just give me a shout out if you need anything. But we are going to make these offerings endure. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Khopri. You come into being on the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Unu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great in need, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset and Unu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset and Unu, endures. As the name of Geb at the earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the shrine of Shanit in Unu endures. As the name of Osir Kentiamentiu endures. As the name of Iset in Netjeru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pe endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti in Chamenu endures. As the name of Ra in the Aket endures, likewise for eternity. Okay. Let's visualize this here. Okay, all right. So I need to look for a message on the forum for the Facebook group. Okay, yeah. I decided to try something a little different this time because Facebook has been pushing that they've got this new feature where you can create a room and chat room and people can join it. And so I said, well, let me try that so that it's I'm not manually having to add people to a messenger chat. And like everything else, we got to work the bugs out. So, nothing like having to, test out technology under duress. But okay, I'll be looking for the message, and trying to locate the Facebook group. Yeah. Okay, the thing with the Facebook group is it's the Kemetic reform, and I've got a couple of questions on there because I'm trying to make sure that I don't get trolls basically. So just answer the questions and maybe mention in one of them that you follow me on YouTube, and I'll need to sit down through my desktop and go through and approve and that way I'll look for you. So yeah, and that's another thing. I've heard that people have gotten onto YouTube and other places online and tried to communicate with other people who are interested in Egyptian paganism, Kemetic paganism, and get flack for not being interested in the ethnic form of it. And it's unfortunate, but don't feed it. Don't respond to them. They're people are either okay with you or they're not, and don't worry about trying to change their mind. Let them do their own thing. That's how I approach it. So with that in mind, I wish for health and wellness for everyone, and may we all get through this to better times. It's not going to happen as soon as a lot of people are thinking, but we just may we endure and may we persevere, and may we see Ra in the morning many times more. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Natcharu. May you go forth in peace, O Ra. May you go forth in peace, O Natcharu, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjak bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark, and may you smile upon us, your humble servants. And if you guys know about any other services that are going on, I do know there's a guy on Facebook who has something, it's called the Church of Flesh and Feather, and he's been doing like a 10 a.m. Prayer service for Jehuti, and I got to watch one a couple of weeks ago, and it was pretty interesting. Not quite as complex of a setup as what we have here, but that's okay. Is that it was a personal shrine. It was kind of homey that way. So if you're up at that point. And I think I caught somebody shared a service that Fellowship of Isis, I think it was, they did. So there's been a few of them that have been cropping up. So if you hear about any of them, just share them. We can kind of check each other out. But in the meantime, much love. Big hugs to everybody. And okay. Okay, well, you know what? I saw that you requested, but I didn't mention your name. I'll try and look for your name, and I need to just sit down and go through because I have a lot of them to look up. But I'll see if I can get you in there. Well, big hugs, everybody. Mm-hmm.
Synaptic.
Yeah. I'm just going to type a quick message out.